Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So this is a special video for Elizabeth. Elizabeth has been waiting for this for at least 6 weeks, if not longer. She wanted a book memorial done. She has lost 4 dear family members in a very short period of time. And she sent me the 4 photos and she was wondering if I could put them on this mold. And I said, of course I can. Of course they will be small, but we can make it work. And when I went to go make this for her several weeks ago, I pulled my book mold out and it was ruined. This is a very cheap mold. It's like 12 bucks on Temu. And when you use the heat mat on it, I made it 2 or 3 times before. And I always heat mat everything because I don't have time to not do that to get you a video every day. It totally warped the whole mold. You couldn't even use it anymore. So when I went to pull it out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot use this mold. So I'm like, I have to order a new mold. I'm so sorry. So she's been very, very, very patient. So thank you, Elizabeth. So we're going to get this done for you today. So she wanted it very similar to the one that I made. So I'm going to try to recreate it the best that I can using a few different products, but same technique. And bear with me, there's going to be a lot of fast forwards because it's a lot of detail work. There's a lot of steps to this, and going to have to be patient with me on all those fast forwards today. So the first step I'm going to take this marker. This one just came in Happy Mail and I like it because it's such a fine tip. This is gold. So we want gold on all these pages. So all I'm going to do is take the pen, hopefully. Let me squish it down a little bit. I'm hoping this one works. I haven't used it yet, so I'm got to get the paint draining in here. Come on. And I'm basically just going to draw all these lines with the gold. And that's going to be indented into the resin. Here it comes, I think. And it will embed itself in the resin at the bottom of that page, if you know what I mean. Okay, here we go. So just take whatever color if you're going to recreate something like this. And like I said, this is going to take many steps and each step is going to take quite a while. And I'm just going to do this and paint on these, all of these, let it dry, and then we will move to the next step. So as you can see, you do not want me rambling for 4 hours. And yeah, I'll be right back for the next step.
Glitz and glitter shine so bright, a resin heart in the softest light. For Elizabeth, a piece we hold, memories cast in hues of gold. Kimberly's laughter, Julie's smile, Linda's grace, David's style. Now they soar on angel wings with Jesus, where forever sings. In the heavens they reside, that light the darkest night. In our hearts they'll always stay with Jesus, where forever sings. In the heavens they reside, stars that light the darkest night. In our hearts they'll always stay, angels guiding us each day.
It's not going on the best, probably because it's a brand new mold and it's shiny and it's never been used. So I'm having to, it's going on streaky. I'm having to kind of go over it by dotting it on the parts that it didn't catch, if you know what I mean. Now this is really just going to be a shadow. You're not really you'll see the gold, but you'll see a shadow of the gold. And the reason I don't do it after the fact is because I won't have a pen that can reach into these grooves thin enough to put the gold in there. So that's why I'm doing it right now. So I'm just kind of dabbing it on the parts that it didn't like stick to. It's kind of pulling away from itself because it's new. but I think I got it for the most part. And then if I got some, like I just did right there, I just took a little bit of alcohol and a pointy little swab, and I'm just wiping it off. So I'm just cleaning as I go, and I don't think I missed anything. So the next thing, make sure that dries. This dries really, really quickly. JDiction sent me their glitter color UV resins recently. I haven't gotten to the video yet, but I'm going to go ahead and use the black that they sent, because I'm going to go along the whole border, and I want a full bottle because I don't want to run out of the black. Let me grab my UV resin light. All I'm gonna do is squeeze it in here all the way around this edge. And this is a glitter resin, which is the same as I used on the first one I did, just a different brand. And I just want a thin layer. Just enough to fill it up. Like that, and then I'll take a scribe if I need to. There's a bubble right there. Just kind of make sure it's laying even, that there's enough in there. And then when I have it all done, see, it's pulling away because there's not enough right there. So just add a little bit more. It's pulling away here too, I think. It's hard to tell from this view. So I'm just going to go around all this outer edge, taking my time. I don't want to miss anything. Yeah, see, I need a little bit thicker coat. And then I'm going to use my light. This won't fit in my dual light. I wish it would, to do top and bottom. So I will cure it really carefully, making sure the whole thing is cured before we move on. I just want to get these lines straight. Like I said, this is going to be several different processes to get to the end result.
Through the tears, through the pain, their love falls like gentle rain. Every piece, every spark, I keep safe glowing in the dark. Hands that craft, hearts that heal, each rising cast a love we feel. Though they're gone, they're never far. Their light shines where angels are. In the heavens they reside.
Okay, I went around the top pretty good, and then I'm just going to go around the bottom, sliding it up underneath without loosening the seal. And I'm going to be doing this again for a couple other colors, so it doesn't have to be exactly cured right now, because I do need to do it again. So I'm just getting it pretty solid. It is pretty solid though. Just running it around carefully. I have 2 more sections of UV resin to do. And I just made sure I wasn't missing. There was one spot that did pull away, so I filled it in and re-cured it. But putting it underneath like this, you could kind of see if you're missing anything, and I don't think I'm missing anything now. Okay, I love this light. You could put it on lighting and it just stays on forever until you turn it off. Okay, so the next step, I'm done with the black. Let me put that away. Let me get some gloves on before I touch this resin. I haven't touched it yet, but you just don't know. So I pulled out my sparkle, pigment sparkle from littlewindows.com. I will put my discount code on the screen for you. She has super metallic in silver and in gold. Both are beautiful. I'm going to try those today in here. Let me grab, this should work. Okay, I've got UV resin. I'm just going to use my clear hard type. You can use whichever one you like. And I'm going to do a couple of sections with the silver and the gold. I think I will start with the gold. And you just need a tiny little bit of this, like barely anything. This kind of treat this like your crushed crystal, if you have crushed crystal. The littlest bit, that was nothing. It's all on my spoon. Let's start with that. Mix it up. And that's just gonna give us a little bit of gold shimmer shine. Just like the crushed crystal would. And we're gonna fill in a few spots. The UV resin should cure very, very easily through this. I'm gonna put it up here and the corners. And then the rest will be with silver. The last time I used crushed crystal, but I wanted to change it up a little bit, see how this worked, and do the same thing at the same time. That is very pretty. I'm just going to drop it in. I don't want to overflow it. And I think I'm going to do that portion right there with black before I forget. Try that. You could use a toothpick or a dotting tool. I love scribes. I use them for so many things. I have a lot of them. And then I'm just going to take a long neck lighter. Get whatever it is off of it. And just pop those bubbles. And make sure it's filled in. See, it's pulling away right there. I might need a little bit more. And make sure it's enough in here as well. Just going to put another drop. That should be good. That is gorgeous. I love the shimmer in that. I'm just going to cure that real quick, and I'm going to continue on the four corners and then the sides.
Stars that light the darkest night. In our hearts they'll always stay. Angels guiding us each day. Through the tears, through the pain, their love falls like gentle rain. In our hearts they'll always.
I don't have a lot of time to play around. I use my fast cure resin. And this mold is not a great mold. I probably could have just used the old one at this point because obviously I had to tape the corners down because they were lifting. I've got a warp right here already, probably from curing the UV resin. So I probably just wasted 3 weeks of time waiting for a new mold for no reason. But we're gonna just go with it. So I'm using my wheat that she liked on the last one. And I'm putting it in here because it really doesn't make a difference at this point. We're doing a top coat on this as well once we put the photos on. So it's not a big deal, but I really, for a memorial, really wanted a good mold. And I'm also putting a little bit of pearl white in just to lighten it up a little bit. So it's not so wheaty, if that's a word. So let me just add a couple scoops of white. I want to lighten that up. And I think I'm going to do what I did on the last one. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm going to, when I put this in the vacuum chamber, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of my crushed crystal. It's not really lightening it, is it? Let me put a little bit of my pigment paste in here. The white powder is just not doing a whole lot. If you use pigment paste, make sure you stir it really good, as I say that to myself, because it will settle on the bottom. That did it. That did a little bit better than the powder. Let me just do this over here so I could scrape really well. And all I'm going to do while that's in the vacuum chamber, I'm just gonna, actually I'll just do it now since you're on and you're watching. I'm just gonna take my crushed crystal and I'm gonna sprinkle it all over the surface. Just like that, just to make sure it's on the surface. If I put it in the, you could put it in the resin, but I don't really have control of where it goes there. All right, let's get this vacuum chambered and poured, and then we wait.
Glitz and glitter.
Okay, all I'm gonna do is pour it. Now I will warn you, because of all these 90-degree angles in these pages that I colored gold, there will be bubbles in there. There's really no way around it. I can't see through it to put a scribe in there, and then I would knock off the gold. So I'm gonna pour it slow, but I don't think that's gonna change anything. And I do not like this like bubble in here, but like I said, we are gonna top coat it. So that will make the surface flat. In the end, it's just a pain. If you didn't want to give it a top coat, you really have to give this mold a top coat. I would love for like Let's Resin or Into Resin or one of the major companies to make this mold for us. Make it a little bit sturdier so you don't have to fight with the thing, because you really can't use it more than a couple of times. And that's not good. You want to be able to use your molds multiple times. I can't remember how much it holds, but hopefully we have extra instead of needing more. I know it looks full, but it's not full yet. I mixed up 16, like I said, so we'll see how much I have left. And it's thin enough that you can use your 4-hour fast cure. Almost there. Just getting to the edge to dome it. Now, it could possibly spill over. Like I said, it's not level now. And I have maybe 1 ounce left. So it holds about 15 ounces. So maybe I will pour something with this. What can I pour with? With wheat color, that's the question. Let me find a little something, and I will get that poured, and then it's looking okay. I'm gonna pour a little bit more in. It's probably settling in all those spots. So I'm gonna pour just a tiny bit more in. See if I can get it to hold some. Don't know if I'm going to use the heat mat or not at this point. It really doesn't matter because it's already warping. And that's what I didn't want to happen, but the light from the UV light, I'm sure, was the culprit for that. And the resin pulling, so I may turn it on in a couple of hours just to make sure I can demold it safely and not mess this up. In the meantime, I will be printing out her photos and seeing exactly what she wants worded on there. This needs to be held down. Okay, I'll worry about this. See you in a second. Okay, it's cured, and I might as well have just used the old ones. Now I feel bad I've waited because it is all wavy, and it was going to be wavy from the other one. So there's a big divot here that goes from here to here, and there's a big divot right here, goes from here to here. It is not the way the mold is made. The mold was flat when I purchased it. So when you add heat to it, it makes waves. So let's pull this off and pray my UV resin is all intact, which it is. It looks pretty good. It's a little tacky. I'm gonna throw the UV light on it. So yeah, there's a big dip right here, a big dip right here, a big one right here. So we're gonna have to work with it, unfortunately. But I printed her pictures, so I'm now gonna have to cut them. Here they are. They're not the best quality pictures, so I work with whatever you guys send me. I think these were screenshots of pictures, so they were just as good as I can get them. And then all I did was print them on my vinyl, blank vinyl, on my color printer, and then I sprayed them with a clear matte sealer so they don't look shiny. That way the resin will hold on to them. Oh, I wanted to look for bubbles, and I was right. Of course, we did get some. We got bubbles in all of these, and there's just no way around it, unfortunately. So, let's see. After I put the UV light on here, let me grab that. I just want to get the tops completely cured so they're not sticky, even though we're going to put it under resin. I just received this new resin from Artline, and I told them I would try it because Let's Resin does not have something like this. So it's extra honey, extra viscosity. It's a top coating epoxy, and I planned on using it on a charcuterie board soon, but since I need to top coat this, I might as well break it out and try it here. It's 2-to-1 by weight, and it's supposed to be thicker than your normal tabletop resin, which is why I agreed to try it. So you get gloves in your package. You get a mixing cup, of course, part A and part B. So 2-to-1. That's why this one's smaller. 1 part of this, 2 parts of this, and they say by weight. Of course, your instructions and a stir stick. So we're going to try this one today. Hopefully it works out well and I don't have any other issues with this project. That's much better. I'm just going to go around. So I'm just going to trim these. I pulled out washi tape in gold so I could frame around the pictures. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to fit yet because I do need to be much smaller. So I definitely want them to be kind of, and they're not all going the same way. Plus I need room for names. This is going to be tricky. Let me figure this all out, and once I have it placed and the names printed, then we will place them and mix up this new resin and try it. I've got the pictures cut, and I have to overcome the challenge that we have now, and I think I have it to where it will work because of all those dips. So I have these two cut the same size, and I have these two cut the same size. What I really wanted to do is like this, and then like that. However, I have this huge dip in here, and I'm thinking the words, you will tell that there's a dip there if I put the words there. But if I cover it with the picture, you won't really be able to tell. And this one is on this side, so I have to cover that one. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I will go around them with the washi tape and frame them out, and then I will go print their name and their dates since I have room. I didn't think I was going to have room for the dates, but I do. This is just sticky back vinyl paper that I use. That's all. And I really want to get these right. I'm going to move it in a little bit. And I've got to work with that dip on all of them, which kind of stinks. But again, once we top coat this, I'm hoping it's not visible because it should make everything even. That's my plan. I hope I don't have to redo this entire thing. That would be terrible because I hate this mold. I do not like it at all. I seal them in with a clear sealer because I don't want the ink to run once the epoxy hits it. So that's why I seal them. I do that with my tumblers as well. So this one needs to go down into there. So you can't really tell that's there. So I'm glad I did that. Hopefully I'm getting them approximately in the same area. Let me pull it up a little bit. It's just, I gotta push it down in that first. Okay, good. There's no bubbles, no wrinkles, no nothing. So I'm just gonna take my washi tape and a knife. Make sure your knife is sharp. And you're just gonna frame around all of them. Just like this. Just like if you were doing a tumbler, but I know a lot of you don't do tumblers, so. And cut your tape and go around all the way. Whoops. And try to get it as even as humanly possible. Especially on memorials, I want everything perfect. And sometimes when it doesn't work out that way, it doesn't even matter if I did this over again, it's still gonna cure that way. So I have to just embrace it, unfortunately, on this one. Otherwise, I would have done this again, but I know it's done that every single time I've made the mold on the old one, which is why I ordered the new one. Otherwise, I probably would have re-poured had I not known. But I already know it's going to do it again, so I just have to, just got to go with it. Now this tape is, it's sticky, but it's not great. And I have a sealer that I like to use on my tumblers to make sure that this does not come up under the epoxy. And I will do that. Once I have all the words on, I will seal this all in by hand before we top coat it, because I don't want any of it lifting. If it lifts, then you got a lot bigger problems. Ask me how I know. All right, this is gonna take me some time. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, print out all the names and dates, and then I'll come back.
Grit and glitter in my hand tonight, crafting memories under soft candlelight. For Elizabeth's spirit, a shining star, guided by angels who aren't too far. Kimberly, Julie, Linda, and David saw their laughter.
No, you didn't fast forward. Yes, it's empty. Why, you say? Because I had it upside down, you guys. I got everything on and I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's upside down. This is the bottom of the book. It always makes me think it's the top because of this. Doesn't that look like a top? But in the advertisement and when you have a book open, your spine and your pages go like that. So I ripped everything off. I reprinted everything. I have everything drying. I resealed it. So I got to recut everything. Hopefully I have enough washi tape left. And then I might have to reconfigure where they're going to sit because of these large dips. Just hoping that my resin does not run over. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. All we can do is keep on keeping on.
Goes on heaven's floor, in resin they shine, forever they gleam, a tangible piece of our shared dream. Angels in heaven dancing with Jesus, they found their sacred place. We honor their love, their joy, their name. In glitter and resin, they live the same. Every sparkle holds a story untold. Every swirl whispers hearts of gold. Through the tears, their love still stays, guiding us through life's winding maze. Elizabeth's tribute, a beacon so bright, a memorial glowing in eternal light. With each pour, their spirits draw near, filling the void.
I think we got it all situated now. Oh my gosh, that would have been terrible if I would have put that under resin and then saw it was upside down. Oh my gosh. So, what do you think? I did not have the dates for all of them, so I chose not to put any of the dates on. From what I understand from the email, this is Elizabeth's husband who passed away, and I know for sure this was her daughter. I don't know if these were daughters or nieces, because I didn't get that from the email, but I'm so glad I put them on the same page. If this was the only daughter and these were not, that was a happy accident, because I did not know who was who until I was printing out their names, and the other two didn't say. So I think it looks pretty good. You can't really tell of the indentations with the pictures. So what I have is my sealer, urethane sealer. And I use this on my tumblers with washi tape, because the washi tape can lift, and so can your letters. And this is not toxic. You can use a glove though. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'm not going to use that one. Get a throwaway one here. It's just a water-based sealer, and it's just going to act as a glue to hold that down. So when we do put the resin on, it won't lift, and I won't have to worry about it doing anything and then starting all over. So I'm just going to put some on my finger, and I'm going to rub it around the entire thing. You could do the whole photo or just the washi tape. I definitely want it on the letters and the washi tape. It isn't going to hurt the photo. Maybe I will do the photo anyway, just to help second seal it in. And it dries clear, and you won't see it underneath the resin. And it dries in like, I don't know, 20 minutes maybe. And then we will, I'm almost afraid to try out a new resin for this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. If it's nice and thicker than a normal one, that would be great, especially in this case that it's gotta go down these dips. I'm really worried about it. I might end up having to do 2 top coats. This is a really deep one right here, so I'm not quite sure. I don't know. And I forgot to show you, the gold pen did transfer over into all those indentations, so that looks good. You just can't get into those indentations after the fact. So if you're going to color them, now would be the time. You can always push acrylic paint in there if you wanted to, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to fill it with the clear and see the gold underneath. And that's all I'm going to do with this, and then we're just going to let it sit and dry. And it's a thin enough coat where it will not take long at all. All right, that's it. As soon as I have my resin mixed, I will, let's see what I'm thinking. I'm definitely gonna tape the sides with some painter's tape, because I know it probably is gonna go on the sides. I can probably, well, when I tape the sides, I flip it over and it'll wrap on the back. So while I do that, I do need to trim these corners. The corners are sharp. It's just not the best mold Do I recommend the mold? No. But if you have to do a project like this, then there's really no way around it if you want an open book this big. I haven't seen any others. If you know of any, let me know, because I would love to replace this one, but sometimes you just have to use molds you don't like to get people what they want. And that happens to be this one. I thought it was going to do better than it did, but it was... I was hoping the first one was just a bad mold, but apparently they're all kind of bad molds. I just want to get this trimmed on these corners. It's the only spot. And then I will go ahead and tape. See what I just did? I'm messing around with it. And I moved it because it's not dry yet. Okay, I'm not going to mess around with it anymore because I've already messed these up, and now I need to let them, I need to fix them. So I'm just going to put a little bit more sealer on there. Right there and right there. And hopefully, this washi tape is just garbage. That's why I bought the sealer years ago. I learned about this sealer, and anything wet against that stuff and it makes your washi tape lift. Okay, I'll fix it when I'm done. I mixed up the resin 2-to-1. I did 3 ounces and I ran it through the vacuum chamber, and maybe I'm misunderstanding something about the extra honey because this is very watery. So I read the box again and realized when it says 60-minute work time, I'm like, that's not really what I'm looking for a top coat, because top coats I'm used to 15 minutes and it's gelling up. So I'm sitting here like 20 minutes now and it's still really watery. So I don't think this is the resin that I'm looking for a top coat. While I'm waiting for it to thicken up, I pulled this out that I got in Happy Mail. It's actually a hairdresser's tool, and I'm going to use it to push the resin down into all those pages before I pour the rest on. So I'm not sure that I understood the resin properly, because yeah, I don't like having a top coat take an hour to gel up. I like it to be very quick, which most of them are. So I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm misunderstanding a lot of things on this project. It's okay. We're going to get this done. And I'm having a feeling I might have to do 2 top coats. If I do, I'm not going to bring you back for the second one. I'll just do it and let you know after the fact. So I'm just really drizzling this into all these lines and kind of pushing it down in there. And of course, the only mold that I don't want to have extra time with resin is going to be this one, and then I choose the wrong resin. I mean, I guess I could have poured it in something else, but I didn't. So I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to try it and see what happens. The worst that can happen is I have to re-top coat it. It's not the end of the world. It's just not the easiest. All right, I'm going to put you on a little fast forward. I might even wait some time before I pour the rest of this on here. I'm not quite sure, because it's clearly a little too watery still. I didn't time it or anything, but I don't know.
Their love still stays, guiding us through life's winding maze. Elizabeth's tribute, a beacon so bright, a memorial glowing in eternal light. With each pour, their spirits draw near, filling the void with love so clear. Angels in heaven dancing with grace, with Jesus they found their sacred
have the first coat cured, and I do need to go over it a second time because this section here, it was just too dipped here. So this is sticking out of the resin. So I need to go over the whole thing. But before I do that, and I'm not using that same resin, I really want to use a tabletop that gels up in 15 minutes because it did drip over here. Thank God I had it taped because that'll come right off when I'm finished with it. But before that, I'm going to take some 220 sandpaper just so when I do put the new resin on, it's going to adhere nicely. And I know it's like you don't want to do this because you're ruining the surface, but it's going to be nice when we're finished. It'll be all flat and perfect. It's just a little bit of extra work. And you don't want it to just like fall right off. So you want it to grab onto something. So even if this was a coaster or something, I would still sand it down. That way you can do it one time and done, or I should say second time and done. But yeah, I always sand down. If I'm doing a second coat, I always sand down this coat first. So I'll get this finished. I'm going to mix up the Let's Resin brand tabletop epoxy, probably another 2 or 3 ounces, same thing. And then that should be it. We'll see what it looks like in the morning. All right, my friends, it is finished. I did the rest off camera just because I really wanted to make sure it was going to be correct and not working up here. So that's what I did. I top coated it again with Let's Resin tabletop resin. It came out beautiful. Took off all the tape, trimmed all the edges, front and the back. So all those edges got knocked down with a deburring tool. And then I didn't like the fact that you could see the layers. So I put those strip rhinestones on here around all the edge. If she doesn't like them, she could take them off, but I think it looks better than seeing all the layers that we had to do to get to this stage. And then I just put 5 in each corner just to bring the back from the side to the front. What do you think? More than anything, I hope Elizabeth likes it. I wasn't thrilled with that mold, but it's not her fault at all. I just hope I did her justice. Let me know. And actually, don't let me know. This one, I want you to give all your love to Elizabeth. I mean, clearly she has been through a lot in the past several years, so I don't need any comments on this video. So I would just send all your prayers and all your love over to her. That's it for today. I made some pendants with the extra, but you've seen those 1,000 times, so I'm not gonna do those right now, but I will get you some photos. I hope you like it. Elizabeth, more than anything, I hope you like it. I hope it's your vision. All right, guys, that's it for today. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings. A masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see His face.